my name's Skylar, and this is the first video on my channel, and I'm actually going to talk about something kind of personal, but I'm sure this has happened to all of us. This is a story time about the time I got rejected.
No dear, that's wrong.
So, I'm sure this has happened to all of us, but this could be one of the most embarrassing times. And I remember after this, I was embarrassed for like weeks. It was bad. But, so we're going to take it back to when I was in 3rd grade. I was little Skylar and I was walking around all happy, whatever, blah blah blah. And there was this boy. He was in my 3rd grade class. My teacher's name was Miss Edwards. She was the sweetest lady ever. She was old, very old, and very nice. Those are my favorite type of people, actually. But anyways, so he was in that class, and I seen him, and I thought he was the coolest kid ever in 3rd grade. He would like walk around, and he had Sunny D every day for lunch, and I was like, that kid's cool. He's out here with the Sunny D, and I just had my little milk from the cafeteria, so I was like, dang, look at that cool kid over there. But then in 3rd grade, what isn't cool? So, but he had his Sunny D or whatever, and I would see him every day, and we would play soccer together at like our recess, and it was so much fun. So I was like, I have a crush on this little dude, and that's when it all went bad. So I was like, I went every day just having a crush on him, and then eventually I was like, in my little 3rd grade head, I was like, let me tell him that I have a crush on him. Terrible. So this is what I did. So I went home and I thought about it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna create this plan. So what's the way everyone communicates in 3rd grade? They write notes. And they try to sneak it under the desk when the teacher's not looking. I know all you guys have done that before. You try to sneak it and you're like, pass this down, pass this down. So I was like, okay, my 3rd grade mind, I was like, let me think of what to write on the paper. So I thought long and hard, and what I came up with was, do you want to go out with me? In my crappy 3rd grade writing, I put it on the paper. And I folded it up, and my best friend at the time, her name was Julia, and I gave her the note, and I was like, I didn't even tell her what the note said. I just told her like here's this note, and it's important, give it to, I'm not saying his name, I'm not going to, I can't do it, I just can't, but I gave her the note, and I was like, alright, give it to, let's call him Sherbert. So I said, hey, give the note to Sherbert before lunch. So I give her the note, and she takes it, and I'm like, but don't read it. I was all little, didn't know what I was talking about, but I was like, but don't read it. So she didn't end up reading it, and she gave the note to Sherbert, right? And when she gave him the note, I was all hiding, like trying for him not to see me, because that's how girls are, because we're weird and insecure, even in 3rd grade. So then lunch rolled around, and I remember he'd always sit at the end of the table, and again he brought out his Sunny D, and I was thinking like, did he get my note? Because he wasn't looking at me, but then again I was trying to hide, so that was a dumb thought. But I was like, he's not looking at me, he hasn't said nothing to me about the note, and I was like, come on, like, show some type of sign that you got the note. But then there was nothing, and then recess came around, and well, not recess, but like after lunch we got to play for a little bit before class. So then we had that, it came around, and I asked my friend, I was like, did you give him the note? And she was like, yes, I gave him the note. So I was like, what's going on? I didn't get the note back, so I was just like waiting to see what was going to happen. And then we went back into class, and I seen him and like some of his friends laughing, and I was like thinking like, they're laughing at me, I know they're laughing at me. And then I started to get all shy, started hiding again. I was in class like trying to hide, I normally would like raise my hand and answer questions. I was just quiet. I was so nervous, and I was just like, third grade Skylar. In third grade Skylar's mind, this was like the worst thing that could possibly happen. So I was like, geez. So then it rolled around to our second recess, and our second recess came, and one of his friends actually came up to me, and who I said was my best friend Julia at the time. He came up to me and gave me the note back. And I like played all recess, and I didn't want to open the note, but I was still hiding that recess, so I didn't play soccer with him. I didn't do anything, but I was still hiding, and I didn't want to open the note. But when his friend gave it to me, he ran away, and all his friends were laughing again. So I was like, great. So before that recess ended, I got the note, and I opened it, and it said no. But not just no, it said no with a bunch of exclamation marks. And I read that, and all of a sudden my stomach dropped, and I felt so embarrassed, and I was like, should I pretend like it was a joke? Should I pretend like it was a dare? But then after that, it was just so awkward. I didn't want to look at him for weeks. I didn't go play soccer. I was so embarrassed. I was like, this is the worst thing that could ever happen in my whole life. I was in third grade, and in third grade you think crazy. So I was like, no one's ever gonna love me. Everyone hates me. I thought so negative. And then after the weeks passed, when I didn't talk to him, I didn't play soccer, I seen him and he had a girlfriend. And I was so hurt. My little third grade heart, I was so hurt. I was like, it's over. I can't come back to class. I'm dropping out of school. I was so sad. And then, but then eventually, I was in third grade, and I was like, you know what? I'm a cute little third grader. I don't need to worry about any of this. So I went back to playing soccer. I was like, I don't care. Let me just play. He doesn't matter. Whatever. So then I went back to playing and stuff, but for weeks I was embarrassed, and this was so embarrassing to me. And I know it wasn't third grade, but you could tell how embarrassing it is because I remember every detail of the story. It was so embarrassing. And then, but then sixth grade rolled around, and it was Valentine's Day. And someone was like, oh, there's someone in class that wanted to be your Valentine. And guess who it was? Sherbert. It was Sherbert. So, moral of this story is, do not let Sherberts play you. And when sixth grade rolls back around, say no to Sherbert. That's basically the moral of the story. So Sherbert wanted to be my Valentine in sixth grade, and I was like, no, you know what? I don't want to be your Valentine because third grade is over. But I was so embarrassed. So that was the time I got rejected, you guys. I know it was kind of long story, but I did get rejected, and it was embarrassing, so I thought I would share this moment with you guys because I know we all had a time where we got rejected. Well, maybe not you guys, but I'm pretty sure most of us had a time when we got rejected. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'll post as much as I can. And if you did like this video and you want to hear about the next most embarrassing day of my life, give it a thumbs up, and then I'll make that video for you guys.